Dr. Adams, do you agree with Secretary Kennedy's approach to dealing with the measles epidemic? And I would like a yes or no answer. I know time is short and you and I got a lot of stuff to cover. Do you agree with Senator Kennedy, the Secretary's approach to the epidemic?
Senator White, as we talked previously, there's more measles cases in Mexico and Canada. So we've had one case in Idaho. It was a Canadian who flew into Salt Lake, drove up to Idaho, sequestered, generally compliant.
I asked, do you agree with Secretary Kennedy's approach to the measles epidemic? We have the highest number in 30 years. That's why I'm asking for a yes or no answer.
Senator White, I was describing our case in Idaho. We got white glove service from the CDC. We were very grateful for the federal support that we got. Secretary Kennedy has advocated for the MMR vaccine as the most effective way of preventing the spread of measles, and I agree with that.
I asked you twice to tell me whether you agreed with his approach on the measles epidemic, and clearly you do. And I think that is bad news for America's kids and families. So let's talk about the residential treatment facilities that you and I talked about. My question here is, what are you going to do specifically to stop kids in residential treatment facilities from getting hurt?
Senator, I appreciated our conversation on this the other day. I think it's an area where you and I have a lot of thoughts that align, and I look forward to working with you on this topic if confirmed. What we did in Idaho was we followed the lead of your Warehouses of Neglect report, as well as the spirit of the Family First Prevention Act. We want to use congregate care as a tool of last resort, and for the shortest amount of time, only when it serves a therapeutic purpose. We want the right regulations where they make sense.
I'm still not clear what you're going to do to keep kids from getting hurt in these facilities. Like, for example, would you use independent investigators to make unannounced visits to facilities if there was some concern that the kids weren't getting decent care?
Senator, so the licensing of residential facilities is at the state level. There's three ways in which these facilities intersect with an agency like mine. There's licensing, Medicaid provides.
It's just a policy. I want to get a sense, because when you talk to me, you made it out like you were up and down supporter of the work that we've been doing. Now, if you find out you agree with Robert Kennedy about measles, I want to find out what you do if there was a facility that was problematic, whether there'd be unannounced inspections. And so, why don't you answer that question if you would?